Good evening and welcome to the Allen Performing Arts Center. On stage is the LFC Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Jeremy Rohr. The LFC Symphonic Band is going to be performing Ruckus by Randall Standridge, Resplendent Light by Tyler S. Grant, and Under the Ice by Tyler S. Grant. Please welcome Mr. Rohr and the LFC Symphonic Band.
Good evening and thank you to the LFC Symphonic Band portion of the concert. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the parents for allowing me to teach your students, and I'd also like to thank the students for working so incredibly hard on all this music. That piece that we performed, they kept bugging me like, hey, we want some harder music. I'm like, okay, here we go. And yeah, it was scary the first couple of rehearsals, but man, they have just worked so hard, and I'm very proud of them. At this time, I'd like to have the students who auditioned for Region Band please stand, freshman Region Band. We have a few percussions back there. These students work incredibly hard, and of course, you take a risk of playing, in these auditions. At this time, could everyone sit except for the two folks that made the 9th grade Region Band? That is Elizabeth Weaver and Kyle Cotton. That's pretty incredible. We actually operate in a very, very highly competitive region, so these auditions they're high stakes. At this time, I said this earlier for the concert group, I really think it's really cool that we have the opportunity to allow the kids to actually meet composers, but not only that, be conducted by those composers on the composers' pieces. It's been an absolute joy and pleasure working with Mr. Grant this week, and the students have had, I think, an absolute blast. So without further ado, Mr. Tyler Grant conducting the LFC Symphonic Band.
Thanks so much. Just want to give you 1 minute's worth of information about this piece, which is called Resplendent Light. It's a piece of music I wrote about 10 years ago, and I won't give you the full version of the story that I told the students, but this is a piece that is lyrical in nature. It's commissioned by a group up in Concord, Massachusetts, a lovely performing arts space just like this one, and imagine just outside of that door right there if Walden Pond was there. And so it's a piece of music that's supposed to be all about Henry David Thoreau, his writing, Walden Pond. I did choose to, in the middle of the process, decided to dedicate it to my grandfather. And so I am a euphonium player, and my grandfather was a clarinet player. And so I remember very early on getting a chance to play some duets with him. So you're going to hear a euphonium and clarinet duet at the beginning. That's what that's supposed to symbolize. But more importantly, it's just supposed to be a lovely, luscious piece. Let these students work on playing in a lyrical style and depict being out in nature, being out on a pond. Maybe and you'll hear some sound effects in the middle of the piece that are supposed to sound like rain hitting on top of a pond. And so it's just supposed to be kind of a serene, reflective piece. So we hope you enjoy their performance of Resplendent Light. Thank you. Now for something totally different. While percussionists get their toys all organized back there. A composer can be inspired by any manner of things to compose a piece of music, and so I love that I've got a chance to work with all the students on pieces that hopefully have a lot of different styles in them. This next piece that you're going to hear, the last piece of this group, I believe, is going to perform, is called Under the Ice. I was commissioned by a group in Wisconsin to write a piece of music for their band program, and they said, just write something that has to do with Wisconsin. And I didn't know how to write a cheese piece. So we decided to go a different route, and I started to do research on this town, which is called Mequon-Thiensville, which is actually right on the coast of Lake Michigan. So I started to do some research on Lake Michigan, and I found two different things. Number one, I found there were times in history where the lake had actually frozen over, and there were large sheets of ice that would form on top of the water. And the last time I think it happened was just over 100 years ago. But several times throughout history where we know that this massive amount of ice formed on top of the water. Not ever frozen over entirely, but just enough that it was pretty substantial. The second thing I found is that there are lots of people who speculate that there might be monsters in Lake Michigan, and there are people who go out there trying to look for these monsters. And you know, when you're a composer and your brain works like I do, you start to think about, okay, well, you know, what would have happened if there was like a Netflix show or a Netflix movie that had somebody going out there looking on top of a frozen Lake Michigan looking for ice monsters, and then the ice breaks beneath their feet, and they are trying to run off of the ice off to the coast. This is what my brain does. So, this is supposed to be this, I think it's a great idea for a movie. Steven Spielberg has not called me back yet, but this is going to be the score for it if he ever does. So you're going to hear lots of different effects. The beginning is going to be very soft and contemplative, like something is dangerous is lurking in the distance. And then you will know when the ice breaks, because it will be very loud, right, percussion? Yeah? Yeah. And then we are in a fast chase sequence, hopefully to run back to the coast and escape the monster's grasp. So do we escape? We're about to find out. So we hope you enjoy Under the Ice. Thank you.